Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel. Merry Christmas to you and welcome to the unwrapping of the coolest surprise Christmas present you could imagine. We're here at the Shmuseum, returned from the United States for the first reveal of a few surprises over the coming weeks, and believe me, this is not going to be what you're expecting. Despite the overall appearance, the proportions, the shape, that very familiar looking wing at the back, it's a little bit different. Bear with me here. Now, it's a bit of deja vu. 8 years ago, I revealed the Supercar Christmas present, my McLaren 650S Spider. 4 years ago, I unveiled the McLaren Senna Shmee-mobile on the Boulevard at the McLaren Technology Centre, McLaren's HQ in Woking, England, wrapped up as a Christmas present. In fact, with that exact same bow on it. But this time around, unlike last year here at the Shmuseum when we showed the former Formula One show car, this is going to be a bit of a twist. Yes, the shape, as I said, looks a little bit similar, but it's not what you're thinking. So let's do this. Let's reveal all here at the Shmuseum and get this unwrapped. It's Christmas time, there's actually snow on the ground outside, it is freezing cold in here, but I've been getting around with the perfect car for the purpose, the four-wheel drive Ferrari GTC4 Lasso armed with winter tyres, and I've been having quite a lot of fun with that. But we've been making some progress here on the office build at the Shmuseum. We're going to have the lounge finally with some warmth inside there. We've got all of the brightly coloured Shmee-mobiles up on the Benpack auto stacker lift, some of the other cars here as well, and a few upcoming deliveries and new surprises as well, so watch this space. But today is all about this, not what you're expecting, believe me. It's a little bit bricky, we could say. It's going to be a little bit of a surprise to completely unveil, but we've got this bow which first appeared on the channel with Super Vettura delivering Zach's Garage, their new Koenigsegg Agera, about 5 or 6 years ago. It was on my Senna, it was on the F1 car, and now it's on whatever this might be. So let's do it. Let's get this unwrapped and let's reveal all. I think first things first, let me take the bow off because we might need that again next year. But now it is time. Let's do this. Let's unwrap the Christmas present. How do I do this? Where do I grab it? Right, let's go. Oh my God. Check this out. How cool is this? So much wrapping paper. How do I do the wing? Okay, let me work this out. There we have it. The LEGO McLaren Senna, the full-size LEGO McLaren Senna, exactly like the real car. There are so many things to show you about this. Just look at that. Exactly like my McLaren Senna, but come in close. Come and have a look at this. Made from thousands upon thousands of LEGO bricks. This is immense. I need to show you around it in detail. Well, I never. That is a sight I never expected to see. The full 1-to-1 scale, one-off LEGO McLaren Senna is here alongside my version of the real thing at the Shmuseum. I have actually seen this before at the McLaren Technology Centre, but there are so many incredible details about it and things to show you up close and how they match to the actual car, plus the extra functionality that they've added to the interior to run through and give you a demonstration of very shortly. But just look at this thing. It is made from over 500,000 LEGO bricks. Look at it closely, look at the inside. We'll come back round to that in a moment as well, but entirely made from LEGO bricks, wearing some parts from the real car, like the badge at the front, the wheels, the driver's seat, in fact, because of the functionality that it has inside as well. But the proportions, you could easily mistake those. When it's wrapped up, it looks exactly like the actual car, the way it's shaped, the way it's put together. 500,000 bricks, many hours to assemble this. It's one of a few full-scale cars that they've now made. I think the first I ever saw was the Lego Technic Bugatti Chiron over at Aero Lessine, the Bugatti test track in Germany, but I've also seen the Lamborghini Sian at the Lamborghini factory, the McLaren 720S at the MTC, and I'd like to go and catch the Ferrari F40 that's at Legoland out in California. But look at these two. Look at them side by side, look at the features, look at the headlights, look at the plate positioning, look at everything about it. And in fact, let me come a little bit more closely to this. I'm going to show you in a moment the lights here, which all work as well. You've got these flaps, these aero panels inside. These are obviously in the bright orange. But if I come and show you on my car, I chose to spec them in the exposed navy blue carbon fibre inside here, but all shaped exactly the same way. The same goes for the splitter, everything that you have around, even these gurney flaps here at the front, which are to do with the airflow and helping with the cooling. Check this out. The radiators in here, also made from Lego bricks. Even under here, the radiator inside, again, made from Lego bricks. How cool is that? This is the nose bridge section for the clean air to go over the top towards the snorkel. The CTEC smart charger actually plugs in there as well. But coming round, the doors, they do actually open up, but it's a little bit of work to do so. We've got all of the aero and the openings here. We've got the glass windows in the doors, so you can see through to the interior. In fact, have a look at this. The passenger seat made from Lego bricks. That would probably not be the most comfortable in the world. I think the driver's seat, perhaps a little bit more comfortable overall. The roof windows, obviously the main glass. We've got the snorkel on the top. That feeds down towards the engine. Have a look here. We've got a Lego brick version of the 4-litre twin-turbo V8 that in that car makes 800 horsepower, but even that is finished exactly to match this. Come and have a look through there at the engine in the back of mine. Then you get to the wing, the real wing, exactly matched again, even with the double S graphic that you have on the end plates, the swan neck arms that come over the top of this dual layered wing. We've got all the openings and the louvres down here. We've even got the tri-exit exhaust back here. That's the European spec exhaust. So of course, that's exactly what I have on the back of mine. In other regions, it has only 2 tailpipes to do with the different regulations. We've again got the working tail lights back here. We've even got a backup camera, a reversing camera that you can activate from inside as well. All completed exactly the same, even the diffuser, as the actual car. But one of my favorite details to come round to this is to do with the wheel area. We've got the wheels from the real car with the Pirelli P0 tyres, but have a look behind them. We've got Lego brake discs and calipers. All of the details in there, again, made with Lego bricks. Inside here as well, with the black parts to represent the holes that you'd have inside the discs, the carbon ceramics, the CCMR brakes that you have on the McLaren Senna. Those details are unreal. Now come and have a look at the interior of it as well, because the display and screen inside here all works. We'll have to get it powered up to take a better look at that. We've got the real steering wheel, we've got a real driver's seat here as well, and obviously all of the glass and these half-height windows, again exactly as you have on the actual thing, but the details here are just phenomenal. I've found my way inside, and I tell you what, this is so bizarre because in some ways it's similar to that, but yet it's made almost entirely from Lego bricks. Now I'm sat here actually with the view up towards my 675 LT Spider sitting up on the auto stacker over there. But look around inside here. Apart from the gas struts that help with the doors, the Alcantara clad steering wheel with the rocker paddles on the back, carbon fiber shift paddles just like on the car, and this carbon fiber bucket seat, the same shell with the pads that you actually have in the McLaren Senna, which also, by the way, can slide forwards and backwards inside here. Everything else is made entirely from Lego bricks. The monocoque that I've sat inside, normally from carbon fiber, is finished with all of the black bricks everywhere. We've actually got the grey bricks up here, which are your door release buttons and also the mirror buttons. But there's the display in the centre with all of the controls and things that I can run you through and demonstrate. We've got the drive, neutral and reverse buttons on this panel attached to the seat. The passenger seat, made from Lego bricks, is probably not the most comfortable thing in the world. I don't think that's made to be sat in, but sitting here, everything is so familiar, yet so different. Now, if I press my foot on the brake, up on the top here, I have a big red button in exactly the position of the start button. Let's try this. It actually sounds like the car, the startup, and I can feel the rumble behind me. And then if I press the throttle pedal, it even revs up. But that's not all, because I've got the controls for the headlights. So if you head around front, you'll be able to see, for example, the headlights and the high beam. As I press these, you can probably see those blinking away up front. We've also got the hazard lights, which are really cool because they work just like the lights on the car with that swiping from side to side as well. Then inside here, I've also got a control for the interior lights. So I can turn on the lights up above me, which is kind of fun. Plus I've even got a rear view camera to see all of the wrapping paper out the back of that in the McLaren LEGO Speed Champions Senna that we have here with all of these controls. I just find it so funny how similar that sounds and actually almost feels to the car. The revving perhaps doesn't have quite the same vibrations, given it's just from a speaker behind me, but the overall sound is definitely very Senna V8. This is honestly, bizarre is the best word, to be sat inside this thing. It's been to so many different events, like the Goodwood Festival of Speed, at the McLaren factory, and plenty of other things along the way. And yeah, now I'm sat inside it here. We didn't try the lights at the back. If I turn on the hazard lights, go check out at the back of the car, how you can see those blinking away, just like the lights at the front, which is really cool. It's really random, but it's really, really, really cool that it does all of this. And then of course, what else do we have? There's a time-lapse video of it being built that you can load up. So at the demonstrations, for example, they could show this and show exactly what went into the McLaren Senna made from Lego bricks, because it was a whole lot of hours, thousands of hours of work, hundreds of thousands of Lego bricks, lots and lots of development. In fact, 42 different people were part of the research, engineering, planning and design. It actually tells me 2,725 hours, 467,854 Lego bricks in total. That's a big old number, and 500 or 600 kilos heavier than the real thing, which is crazy to think about as well. And if you want to see how it got here, that's on the Shmuseum channel as well very soon, the behind the scenes, because it's not so simple. For now, let me hop out. Back from the outside again, I want to show you a few things on the actual car. I've got the key just here with that Senna logo. If you unlock it, you can see the way you get that swipe on the indicator lights again, exactly as we've seen, same with obviously locking it. But even details like here, the little indicator reflector is there, again with the clear Lego bricks over on the LEGO McLaren Senna as well. The cutout that you have here is quite interesting. You can see obviously this larger black brick section. On here, I have a piano black tint on the door, but the window itself is actually that smaller cutout, the exact same shape that you have there. So if you don't have the window tinted, you'd only see through this same smaller part in the exact same way that you do on this one, which is quite fun. But everything, you know, all of the details inside, it's a right-hand drive. So is, of course, mine. If I come around towards this side, inside here you can see exactly the same seat, exactly the same steering wheel. I did the optional painted stripe over the top to match the exterior, the door gas struts, but exactly the same inside here that you have in the Lego. And you can again see those controls that I mentioned earlier, even the switch gear up on the top, the red start button and the silver that you have for the door release and for the window controls, silver air conditioning vents. It's all exactly the same on here. We've got the dash folded up, but the dash has the switch to tuck it down into the race style display, which is how you see it over on the Lego Senna. Just everything. I mean, as you stand here, look at it. Snorkel, rear deck shape, these gurneys on here, which are to help with the airflow coming out for the cooling of the engine, all mimicked in the bodywork. It's all a like-for-like match. You can tell that hours were spent to get this exactly right, based, of course, on the real deal, to make it a complete match. And the silhouette and shape is just uncanny. It's crazy to look at it and to think about how they've actually done this and how they've made everything. I mean, look at all of these shapes. Look at the way it's all set out. Exactly the same. One-for-one match, using the grey bricks with the typical McLaren orange accent highlight. You can have on the car this inside edge here, painted in your contrast colour. I went, of course, for the dual tone blue, doing the aero parts in the satin blue carbon and the body parts in the cerulean blue paint from MSO, whereas this is the Victory grey against the McLaren orange, to give a very different look to the car. But it's just uncanny. It's the only way I can describe it. Well, that's been the first of these arrivals. There are a few new additions to the Shmuseums to collect over the next week or two, plus some others we're going to be seeing arriving here as well, but that was certainly the biggest, I think, surprise of them all. The LEGO McLaren Senna is going to be here for a couple of weeks over the Christmas and New Year period to sit alongside the Senna, which I would love to take out for a drive right about now, except there's snow on the ground outside, and this has Trofeo R tyres, which are not exactly suited for cold temperatures, let alone freezing temperatures. So that's going to remain right in here. I'd love it to be a little bit warmer inside here as well, but I can't really control all of that. What I do know is that we have a fairly full garage at the moment, a fairly full lineup. The TVR from Dub Customs is kind of just squeezed in at the end at the moment. We do have a spot technically if we lift up that auto stacker right underneath, and we will soon have the Halo space in operation here under the mezzanine with the full office build, which is super exciting if you've been following the journey of the Shmuseum and our current office spaces in the gazebos over towards the side. But hey, exciting times, exciting arrival, and so much fun just to look at this here, to have it as part of the setup for the time being, and to run through some of the similarities between all of the work that's gone into that to match all of the work, of course, that went into this in the first place by the team at McLaren, at the McLaren Technology Centre, where that will be returning, I suppose, afterwards, a little bit further down the line. That's it for now, though. Unwrapping a really pretty cool Christmas present. I certainly, when I was younger, dreamt about having some Lego underneath the Christmas tree, having a new Lego set, Lego kit, Lego car to open up on Christmas Day. Or this year, Santa's come a little bit early and delivered the ultimate in Lego sets, the full-scale Lego McLaren Senna. That's it for now, though. Thank you very much to everyone, both from the Lego team and also at McLaren, who made this possible. Thank you to you guys as well for your support. As always, do stay tuned for the behind the scenes, because I think you're going to be surprised by that as well over on the Shmuseum channel, probably tomorrow. That's it for now, though. Thanks again, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers.